Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which is due out from Llewellyn Books this October and is already available for pre-order. So it is time for this week's Oracle Reveal. Earlier on Instagram today, I placed up a photo with 3 different animals on it. And the animals were the bobcat, also known as the lynx, the white raven, and the mouse. And I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal was really getting stuck in your head, because that animal has a message for you today. So for those of you who picked the lynx or the bobcat, the message on here is life is a mystery. But when we see lynx, it's about really delving beneath the surface and really getting into the nuances and really getting into the signs and symbols. And it's also a totem of magic and intuitive ability. So if you're attracted to this archetype right now, it could be a time when you really want to sharpen your intuitive skills or really delve into sort of divination or anything that's making you look at a situation in a deeper way. The first card for the Bobcat people is where it's best to place their focus at this time, and it's actually the Ace of Wands. This is a card of inventiveness and new ideas. And whenever we see the Ace of Wands, it indicates that you're really hatching up some new ideas right now to deal with your particular situation. Whenever we see the Ace of Wands, however, it does have a sense of urgency attached to it. Like all magic wands in the fairy tale, the magic wand usually has a time limit. In the case of the fairy godmother's magic wand, Cinderella has until midnight to make everything happen before everything reverts. And so when we see that Ace of Wands being offered to you, it's really saying it's time to act on your ideas and instead of just thinking about them. So really go where your passion is leading you. And also you see those little leaves sprouting out of the wand. That is a symbol for new ideas that are going to be branching into some new and unexpected directions. And you just want to follow and go with the flow of where that magic is leading you right now. Whenever we see the aces in the tarot, it says it's time to give birth to new conditions. So if you're attracted to lynx, first and foremost, if you get an intuitive hunch to act on something, Ace of Wands says do it. Advice from your inner wisdom for the lynx people is the death card reversed. And whenever we see death reversed, it's usually accompanying a sense of resistance to change, trying to hang on to something even though we know it's over or it's not going to be the same way anymore or that you have to transform. Again, that message of it is time for a new beginning or a new beginning is at hand for you is really loud and clear, especially with that Ace of Wands. And even on the back of that Ace of Wands, you can see that old ruined castle, which is kind of showing the old structure kind of rotting away and not being useful anymore. Whenever the death card comes up upright or reversed, it indicates that what is ending is meant to end right now, and it's time to stop resisting that, but instead to allow things to transform. And then finally, we have a mythic archetype that's going to help the lynx people, and that's Hermes, the messenger god. Whenever we see Hermes, he says, expect messages. It's also not lost on me how he is holding his little wand as well as messenger wand, just so similar to that Ace of Wands. So expect bolts from the blue, inspiration, ideas that hit you out of nowhere that will help you cope with the changes that are at hand. When we see death reversed, it says, whatever needs to go right now, let it go. It isn't meant to be here anyway, and it's time for a new condition to be born in your life so that you can really take off. So that's for the lynx people, or the bobcat people. Next, we have white raven, and on the card it says, trust in magic. So right now, if you're attracted to white raven, there's some unusual energy around. There's sort of magical currents that you want to tap into. And it could be a time to really set your intentions, to really think about what it is you want to accomplish and put all of your focus into it. And then let it go. Let the magic take place. Magic doesn't work if you're looking at it like a watched pot. It will never boil. Instead, put out your intention and then get busy, focus on something else, and it should manifest. The first card for White Raven is where it's best to place their focus this week, and it's on the Four of Cups. And you can see the guy in the Four of Cups, he's worried about the past. He's freaking out about the future. He's completely not present, and he's not seeing that a gift is being offered to him. Out of a cloud is being handed this golden cup by the universe. And because he's so entranced with his own problems, he's not seeing the miracle at hand. Whenever this card comes up, it's telling you to open your eyes, look around, and look at where things are being gifted to you right now. Sometimes good or bad things are all in our perspective. And if we can stop and really get out of the trance of thinking, this is bad, this is good, this is doomed, this is hopeful, and instead say, well, how could this be perceived as a blessing? How can I turn this situation into my own advantage? The Four of Cups is just saying it's time to get out of trance and accept the gift that's being offered to you. It may not be the gift you expect, but it is the gift that's being offered. Advice from your inner wisdom for the White Raven people is to be flexible. You got the Two of Pentacles, which shows the flexible juggler. You can also see he's wearing that very tall hat, which is almost as if he's stretching his brain, stretching his higher consciousness up to spirit in order to cope with the wavy waters that are behind him. Whenever the Two of Pentacles comes up, it says life is sending you waves right now, and you need to be flexible and adaptable. But most of all, don't take things so seriously. The Two of Pentacles is able to lighten the load of difficult things through humor and through entertainment. And so that Two of Pentacles is saying, yeah, there's some things that are fluctuating. There is a lot of transformation at hand, and life is sending you waves. But if you can be flexible and adaptable and stretch your consciousness to really align with whatever your higher self is trying to lead you to do, you'll find the gift. And finally, we got the mythic archetype that's going to help the people who picked White Raven, and we got Helios, the sun. Helios sees all. He's the sun. He goes over the earth, and he's able to see everything in perfect perspective. So again, we're getting this symbol for the White Raven, which is very clear to me, that we are aligning with the higher self. We're aligning with a higher perspective. We're looking at things with illumination right now and really looking at things with an understanding of how do I perceive this from my higher self so that I can see the gift that's being offered at this time. Magic is definitely flowing around the White Raven people. And then finally, we got the people who picked Mouse. And it says tend to the small things, but whenever we see Mouse, it's about focusing on the details. The details are going to matter at this time. The first card for Mouse is where it's best to place their focus at this time. And we got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is all about shining. She's a great personality in the tarot. She's charismatic. She's got her black cat in front of her, which is her way of saying, I don't care what other people think about black cats. I love them, and I'm going to put this out front and center. Whenever the Queen of Wands comes up, she's telling you to tap into your charisma and that your gift right now could be in allowing other people to see you. And I know we have social distancing at this particular time I'm making this video, but there's all ways to be seen or to let your voice be heard or to express yourself creatively. And the Queen of Wands is saying it's time to tend to the details of finding some expression for yourself at this time. If there's an art project you've been putting off, do it. If there's something that needs your focus that's going to expand how other people are seeing you, it's time to step up and let that happen. And the Queen of Wands is just always turning her face toward the sun. She's holding that sunflower. Advice from the inner wisdom for the Mouse people is actually another really cool card of a figure holding a wand, and that's the Magician. The Magician reminds you that your thoughts are like magic spells. They're totally weaving the reality you're experiencing around you. And if you don't like how your life is going, the Magician just says, hey, change your mind, do something different, put your focus somewhere else that's actually going to benefit you. Both of these cards are saying it's time to get empowered with where you're placing your focus. And Mouse can sometimes be known for detail and getting in the nitty-gritty and not seeing the big picture. But both of these cards are saying that it is time to really tend to your thoughts and really to take stock of your thoughts in a more detailed way because your thoughts are actually creating how you're perceiving your current situation. Both of these cards are very empowered. And finally, we got the mythic archetype for the Mouse people, and that's Atlas. He's the one who holds the heavens on his shoulders. He sometimes represents burdens or something that's really placed on you that's really heavy, and it can sometimes feel like it's overwhelming. But Atlas is saying, shift the energy toward taking responsibility for it. Know that you are empowered enough right now to make new decisions and to make up your mind to solve whatever problem is in front of you that could feel so crushing. The Magician is reminding you that if you can change the perspective from something that seems so heavy, so awful, into something that actually feels doable, or where there's possibility springing up, you're going to be okay. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I invite you to go to elliotoracle.com and schedule a personal one-on-one tarot session with me. These little mini readings are wonderful, but they're nothing compared to a one-on-one reading that goes into all your cares and concerns. Otherwise, I hope you all stay safe and happy this week and take care.